Hello, champions! I am super excited. My name's Jason, and I'm being joined once again by my good friend. What side of the screen is it on? This side, it's Jeff, Mr. Jeff BTEoE. I'm always confused on which side it is with the mirror type thing. Jeffrey, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well, and I am also always confused or often confused about what side I'm on of the screen. So please ignore which way I point because good luck getting it right from my end.
I'm just typing here into the chat, asking people at home who are watching to let us know if there are any audio issues. Want to get that out of
Oh,
the way
good point.
first and foremost to make sure make
I
sure
always
that
forget
everybody
that
can
part.
hear us both. So I'm typing that into the chat and I'm asking it right now. And hopefully we'll hear from somebody that everything's good. Oh, Janice is monitoring the audio. Audio is good, Janice. Perfect. So I'm told that we can both be heard. So that's awesome.
Great, great, great.
All right. Well, now that
Oh, what's
that's
in
out
the
of the way,
box? Alex wants to
t-
know right away what's in the box. No, no, no beating around the bush, nothing like that. Hey, Alex, it's just smart. It's the right question. What's in the
it is the right
box?
question. It's going to be a fun night tonight. I
I think it
guarantee you
is.
by the end of tonight's video, you'll know what's in the box. And I think you'll be really
Yeah.
excited when you find out. I'm so excited. But before we talk about that, Jeff, you and I were just talking
Mhm.
off camera in the loading for tonight's
Yep.
video about a really cool idea that we have that we thought would be fun. Jeff, take it away. Why don't you tell everybody about the cool idea
Yeah.
that you had?
So, in the past, we've been talking, me, Jason, and Janice, about keeping engagement, keeping people in the chat talking. We get a lot from people like Andrew. They like to ask a lot of questions on others' behalves and all that. But we want to hear from more people. The more people, the merrier. And we thought, what better way to do that than to ask people to engage, be engaged, stay engaged, to join a wheel of names. You might all be familiar with the wheel of names. You enter names, you hit a button, it spins it, randomly picks someone out of it. And we'd like to enter everyone who comments in the chat tonight for a chance to win a Welcome to Jalara pack. We'll ship that out shortly after we find out who the winner is. So I am actually going to hop over and start entering those names that I see in the chat. So please stick around for the whole show because we'll do it towards the end, and it'd be nice to see
Yeah.
your reaction if you are one of the winners right out the gate. And I think Welcome to Jalara is a good spot to start. This really, um, I think, cemented Genesis as a product at the time. I think Invasion will take us to the next step, and the one after that will really push us forward. But this really got the game off the ground, as in it is here now. It is an entity that exists, and
Yep.
then we can just keep pushing it forward beyond that. I think it's a good starting spot, don't you?
I think it's a great starting spot, and I'm excited that it's funny that it didn't really occur to us until just recently. We should be giving
Yeah,
away something every week to reward the people who come out and chat
yeah,
with us, even if it's as simple as just say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then at the end
yep.
of the night, like you say, you'll do the wheel of names, which I appreciate because I kind of juggle a lot on my end. So
No
if
problem.
you can handle the
Yep,
wheel of names, that's awesome, and we'll make it a habit to give away something fun every week.
yep. Not a problem at all. I'm actually entering names now, so if it looks like I'm ignoring you guys, I'm not. I am just trying to make sure I don't miss any names. So
Yeah, make sure
let me
everybody has
know
a
if,
chance
you
to
know,
win.
right now I've got Mr. Alex 21, I've got Damien, I've got Jan in there, and I believe those are all the people that have made comments thus far. So we may have
Yep.
to mention this throughout the show as more and more people join up because there's
Yep.
7 people right now watching according to my screen. I know sometimes they show a little differently,
Yep.
but there's only 3 people conversing right now. So if you are in the chat, please don't be silent. Even just say hey or pop up and say, please don't mention my name loud on stream, and I'll just enter your name here just to see that you're here in the chat room. So
Please
please
don't
make sure
butcher the
you make your name with it.
pronunciation of my name.
This is that's kind of a callback to me. I think it's a callback, at least to me, messing up the pronunciation of Jason's last name.
Well, I didn't mean me specific. I
But
was
that's
just imagining what people would say to you in the chat,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, I know.
yeah, yeah.
Little underhanded, backhanded comment there. I took it as, but that's on me,
No, not how I
I
meant it.
guess.
Well, and
Not how it was meant. Excellent.
some people's YouTube handles are can be kind of
Oh
complicated, right?
yes,
So
definitely.
even
And
like
on top of
Mr.
that, right?
Alex
Sorry.
21 Alex, right? Like some of them get really
Mhm.
long, right? So
Yes, yes.
and of
And
course
you know people from
whoever
different cultures, so who knows, right?
Let's talk about something else related to this is whoever wins tonight, because all we see is usernames in the chat, we're going to need to know how to send it to them. So I'm going to throw our email address up on the screen for a second here.
Great
And
idea.
whoever wins the prize tonight or any live stream moving forward, once you're a
Mhm.
winner, just contact us at hello@edgeofexile.com, the handy dandy email address you see on the screen, and just give us your name and your mailing address, and we will make sure to get it in the mail promptly. Sound good to you,
Uh,
Jeff?
it sounds great, and I probably should have started with the disclaimer of you will have to give us your name and mailing address if you
Yeah,
want to be eligible to win. We can't magically get it to you. I know that sounds silly, but it's a disclaimer that we
yeah.
really should do that you do have to provide us with your mailing address so we can get it out to you.
Right. Yeah. The carrier pigeons keep
Yeah,
getting exhausted and lost on the
yeah,
way. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, they don't work by just scent alone. I
well,
don't
and
know.
I'm
I
still
don't know what
waiting
else
for
they
my
work by.
invitation from Hogwarts with the owl. It never made its way here either. So I definitely think Canada Post is the way to go. It's more reliable.
I think there's an age cutoff for that, Jason. I don't want to burst your bubble. I know you've been excited. You check every birthday, but I think
You're a
there's an age
muggle.
limit on that.
She, she just told
Did
me. She just told me I'm a muggle. You.
did you hear the fan theory of I don't know how much of a Harry Potter fan you are, but there was a fan theory about Hermione not being a muggle, but being I don't remember what the word is for, but there's a thing where um you how is it now? Uh that someone has latent magical abilities. It's like a recessive gene or something. I don't know all the
Oh yeah.
details of it. I read it the other day and I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool fan theory. I like sometimes reading these fan theory things because it really shows you how much people get absorbed into stories and things like that. And it's really nice to see that and hear that.
Yeah, I hope that someday Genesis is get to the point where people are either making up their own fan versions of lore or stories that or backstories or whatnot. It's cool. Like it's fun when a fandom gets involved and starts trying to put their own creativity towards it. So,
Well, I did hear tell of someone working on a fan story for Genesis Battle Champions already.
oh really? Oh, you didn't mention
I
that
just
to
got
me.
a
That's cool.
I got a side notice. Someone said, "Do you mind if I write a fan story?" And I said, "Fan stories really don't need permission as long as, you're not doing something really bad," sort of thing. I said, "Don't pawn it off as an actual product." I said, "But yeah, of course you can do a fan story." So hopefully that sees the light of day. I know some people are very particular, are very private about their writing or their creativity,
Can you
but
take a look and
by
tell
all
me what
means,
set the
fan
fan
art,
sheet is
fan
behind
stories,
us?
that would be great. We'd love to see that sort of stuff.
We're
Jan is
just
guessing that
yeah,
it's J2. Mm, I
yeah.
don't know. You guys want to take bets on it? What's the over under
Is
on
it?
J2? Oh,
I
it
I
is
have
J2.
I have it confirmed. Yes, Genesis confirmed that is in fact a sheet of
Hmm.
J2 foil behind us here. I'd forgotten
That's
which set it
awesome.
was. It's been kind of hanging in the background for a long time now. It's although
Hey,
that's funny because it is one of my most prized possessions. Because we got that given to us here at the store long before we had anything to do with the company. When I was
what's that trophy beside
just
it,
a fan.
Jason?
Oh,
What's
that
that
trophy
trophy
beside
beside
it.
it?
Well, Jeff, that's a trophy that unfortunately you will never have your name on, my friend, because that trophy
Oh,
is a trophy you're ineligible to win because that is the Genesis Battle of Champions World Championship trophy. And
oh, right. That's
there
right.
there is at least one name currently missing on it, but we're going to be
Mhm.
getting it updated with
Yep.
all the names of people who have won in the past properly etched proudly on it prior to the next World Championship. And I'm very excited. It's just kind of by default gotten to be here and made its home in the north
Mhm.
for now. Because I figured it looks so cool. Why not have it somewhere where the public could actually see it instead of
Well, I
just
think
in a warehouse? So
it is a great place for it, and it should be out in the open somewhere. And it gives, it's like the Stanley Cup being at the Hockey Hall of Fame, right? There's a place to go there and see it, sort of thing. I
yeah.
think that's the right way to do it. Yeah,
Well, they had to
yeah.
give Toronto some way to get the Stanley Cup in there.
Oh, ouch. That's okay. I'm not a huge Leafs fan anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm
Uh,
okay with that. I'll take it. I'll take it.
uh,
Jan says
my
that
guilty
he
secret, I'm
needs
a
to.
Canadians fan.
Jason, I thought you were going to admit that on stream. Well,
Yeah,
there it
I
goes.
know.
Look at the
I know.
numbers dropping. They're dropping off.
Oh my God,
It's
they're all
overnight.
leaving. Oh no. Nah, it's all
Jan
good.
says that he's
I
going to
love
get
it all.
himself a frame for his sheet. Jan, while you're at it, send me a couple frames too, because I have some sheets I need to frame, and I don't have them. So, of the goodness of your own heart, just send them over to me.
What? You don't have a? Did you say you don't have a sheet or you don't have a frame?
I don't have the frame. I backed the
Oh,
Origins Kickstarter. I have all those sheets that are not framed. They're sitting in a tube right beside me here.
yeah,
I haven't framed them yet. I don't have a lot of wall space either, mind you, but
right.
I'd like to have them framed at least.
Do you do, correct me if
Um,
I'm wrong, you do
yeah.
have a framed sheet of some card game though, don't you?
Uh, yes, I do. I have a framed sheet of War of the Spark.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
but
thought so.
that's from years ago. That's from
Yeah,
actually that's from when War of the Spark came out, actually, about a year after
yeah,
that. If people
yeah,
remember, they had some big screw up with their website not taking orders, and people got a consolation prize of getting that instead of what they had originally ordered on I think it was their secret layers.
yeah.
I luckily got my secret layer, but someone was selling one of those off, so I grabbed it from them because I
Did it
wanted
come
to have
framed or
a
did you have to
trophy.
frame it?
No, the framing cost almost double what the sheet cost.
Yeah,
So
that sounds accurate.
yeah,
That's still the way it
yep,
is today. You can buy
yep.
a sheet of cards for way less than the framing. Those frame people, man, they make good money.
Mr. Alex, what set do you have framed? I'd like to know because he says he has
Yeah.
a sheet,
I wonder
or
if
they
it's
say
War
they
of the
have a sheet.
Spark because there was a lot of those out there.
There was, which is part of the reason why the frame was so expensive compared to the War of the Spark cards, but
Right?
it
Yeah.
was still way more expensive than it needed to be to frame it. Because, they keep inching it up, right? Oh, you want the museum glass, not the regular glass. What about the non-reflective museum glass? What about the non-reflective coated museum glass? Oh, J2. That's amazing.
Oh,
He's got a
very
J2
cool.
set framed as well.
That's
Did you get that
awesome.
from the championship? Is that where you picked up that set of that uncut sheet?
Very cool.
This is the best part of the show is when we ask a question to someone in the
Yeah.
chat on a 10-second delay, and then we just sit and stare at the screen waiting for an answer to pop up. I think
Yeah.
that's the most engaging.
As you know, Jeff, I didn't want to fiddle around with the settings because today we have a
100%.
pretty exciting reveal coming up a little later on in the stream. But next week, I'm going to try and push the technological limits of the hardware a bit more to get to see how the live stream works when we're as close of a sync as possible, like low
Mhm.
latency, ultra low
Yep.
latency mode, to see if we can make the time between asking questions and answering them go a little quicker. But I didn't want to jinx it tonight because we're really excited. We have a
100%.
really fun stream tonight. It's gonna be some really cool stuff. Oh, you won a Dragon World as a door prize. That's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Nice.
Does anyone know if Dragon World's still running events or not? I know a lot of stores still are, or at least have an active base playing. We talked about this last week, saying if your store is still
Yeah.
playing, get them in touch with us. Send them over to that email address you saw earlier on, hello@edgeofexile.com.
Yeah.
We'd love to get in touch with them and support them in any way we can to keep the community alive, and not only alive but thriving, because we think we can help them grow it. We have some great plans. Jason's been doing this on his own for over 5 years now. I think you've passed your 5 year
Yeah.
anniversary, so he has some great ideas to help stores really keep fandom alive and move it forward and
That
grow it well
That's
beyond.
right. And Jeff, as you know, I mentioned to you offhand, and I did a post or two online about it. We actually have a brand new store that's just signed up
Mhm.
and is beginning to host Genesis events. Jack's
Yep,
on Queen in Elmville,
yes,
Ontario, Canada. Only a short 25-minute drive away from where we are located in Midland. Beautiful store in Elmville. And it's really unique because it's half music store where they sell guitars, amplifiers, all sorts of great stuff, all extremely high quality Ibanez products. And then the other half
I
of the
didn't know.
store is gaming. And it's
Oh my
so
God,
amazing.
I did
Yeah.
not know that. In case people aren't aware, there are guitars behind me. I'm a
Yeah, yeah.
bit of an amateur guitar collector and sort of thing, and I'm gonna have to make a point next time I'm in that area to stop by. Then I did not know that they did music stuff as well.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
uh, I love Ibanez.
One of the owners is an extremely talented musician, Shane Cluche, who's been had a few albums come out,
Oh,
and he's the
okay,
official Canadian musician for Ibanez. Like they sponsor him, and he gets all
I
his
did not
equipment
know that.
throughout. Yeah, he's a big deal. So he's really, really
Mm,
talented, and he owns, much like you, Jeff. He owns a third of a business. In his case, it's a third of a game store company. So,
that's my
ooh,
claim to fame is my Ibanez Iceman. I loved this when I saw it in White Zombie videos at first. So
oh,
that's
that's
my claim
awesome.
to fame. Having that.
Very cool. Yeah,
Let me get it back up there without breaking it.
I'm so tempted to try and sell them Genesis products in exchange for a guitar because the Ibanez guitars there are gorgeous. So that's a little shout out to
There's a
Jackson Queen
oh
and Elmville. They're doing great things, and I'm actually going to be visiting Jackson Queen and Elmville this coming Saturday, September 9th from 2 to 5, because I'll be teaching all sorts of local players how to play Genesis during the first ever official Genesis open house, and I'm really looking forward to it. They got
that's
a great
awesome.
community down there, and I'm looking forward to teaching them how to play what I feel is the best trading collectible card game out there on the market. So
Elmvale is only about an hour north of the city, though, eh, Jason? So it's even
yeah,
even
about that.
non-locals should be making a drive up there to see because it'd be a great, anyone who's interested within about an hour's radius of it, or I mean, obviously you can drive longer, but I don't expect that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just about an hour north of Toronto, you'll get to Elmvale, and you'll get to learn how to play from directly from the horse's mouth. You'll hear it
Well, and to make it
from
easy for
Jason.
people who are maybe in the Toronto area to imagine where it is, most people who live in Toronto, if not all of them, are familiar with where Barrie is. And when you get through
Hmm.
Barrie, it's only another 15-minute drive. You would get off at Bayfield Street, which is the main drive in Barrie, and follow Bayfield Street out of Barrie straight to Elmville. It's so easy to reach.
Yeah,
So it's only about an hour
yeah,
15, I'd say, an extra 15 minutes plus whatever it is to get to Barrie. Super easy to find, great store, great people, and they're going to be playing a great game on Saturday.
that's
Oh, shout
awesome.
out to Imperial
That's
Polls.
really
Make
good.
sure you add them into the
Oh,
Wheel of
I'll add
Fortune
Imperial
tonight.
into it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me make sure I'm
And
clicking
yeah,
the right
sure.
window.
I'll play a little Freebird when I'm there on Saturday. I'll grab. They had at least one left-handed Ibanez when I was there last weekend, so I'll make sure to pick that left-handed guitar up because yes, I'm a la Kurt Cobain
You're
and Jimi
left-handed.
Hendrix.
Yeah.
That's right,
Yep.
and I
I
will
forgot about
test it
that.
out. Yeah.
Well, the best part about being a left-handed guitarist, Jason, is because I'm right-handed, we can do that thing on stage where you go back to back and the,
Right.
the headstocks both point out. It actually looks good that way.
That's
When
right.
two right-handed or two left-handed do it, it doesn't look so good. But
Well, I was
we'd
thinking,
actually do
Jeff.
that well.
I was
Hmm.
thinking, Jeff, between you and I'd
Yep.
probably have you play the lead, I assume, because I'm a good rhythm guitar. I'm not great
Oh
on
no.
solos. We would
No, I'm a good
probably.
rhythm guitar too.
Oh, are you? Okay, so we'll
Yeah.
duel to see who winds up having to play the lead. We'll get Joe, who
Okay.
designed the card artwork backs, to do
Yep.
the bass guitar because he's an extremely talented bass guitarist. And then maybe we could have like Shane Clue chase it, and then we could have an all Genesis related band do a live performance someday. That would be
That
cool.
would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty darn awesome.
What's that, honey? Aaron Kiefer could play drums. Yeah, Aaron Kiefer, a local player here in Midland who plays Genesis, is a really great drummer. So yeah. Oh, I
Oh, is
see.
that
After we,
Airboy?
pardon me?
That's Airboy on Discord. That's Airboy, I think is his name, Aaron,
No, no,
right? The
it's a
one that
different Aaron actually. A really close friend of
different
mine,
Aaron.
who
Okay.
works evenings, so he's not usually available for the live streams when
I
they're
see.
live. But great guy.
Okay, I see.
I see we have a question in the chat. I do have a
We
question.
do from Jan. Yeah.
I directed a few content creators to your email. So what is the current priority in responding to those before the invasion release? Well, Jeff, I think did you already respond to the one today you were talking to me about,
I
or
just responded to the one that came in on I think it came in on Friday. Sorry, it might have come in on late Friday, the
okay?
weekend. It's been the long weekend for those that don't know here in Canada, Labor Day
Yeah,
weekend. So we've kind of been out of touch with things for a few days. But we try and respond to them within a day or two. Usually
yeah.
I I don't want to promise a time, but I don't think we've gone more than 48 hours without getting back to our emails, right, Jason? If I'm not mistaken, we usually try and stay pretty close on top of them.
I think that might be the case that
Yeah. Yeah.
unless one slipped through that I'm not aware, but we usually try to get within 48 hours to reply to people.
Well,
So
after our stream, I'll go through them and make sure there's nothing there that we missed, make sure everything that came through has a reply.
yeah,
But I think that
sounds
was the
good
last one that I know of that didn't have a reply that requested, at least in particular, that requested something for a
for a
spoiler.
spoiler.
And
Yeah,
I got back to them right away. So if they're in the chat, check your email. You're going to see something in there.
yeah, yeah. Definitely check. Make sure that you also check the spam or junk folder because sometimes things
Yeah.
automatically go there. You never know. So,
Yep. 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 Now, speaking of spoilers, Jason, we're almost 20 minutes into this
oh yeah,
stream.
yeah.
Do we want to
Is it
show
time?
something? I think it might be 20 minutes is pretty good. Oh, John
Well,
just joined. I'm going to add him to the list.
John, you've showed up at the most perfect time because we're about to
Yeah.
do a pretty big spoiler that you're going
Yeah.
to want to see. Also, you missed earlier, we announced that starting tonight, we're going to be giving away a prize to somebody who fired you. We love John. We would never fire John. We announced that starting tonight, somebody in the chat is going to be winning a prize every Monday night during the live stream. So you're automatically getting entered, which is ironic because, you know, why not? Sure. But
Yep. Yep.
if John wins, I think we should give two away instead to somebody else. John
You
works
know
for
what?
the team. We can't really give John the prize.
If John wins or if Jan wins, we'll give away another one. We will
Okay.
because Jan has some involvement as well. So I would feel bad if either of them won only. So yes,
Oh,
definitely.
is Jan the Jan from the rules team?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't make that
Yeah.
connection. That's
How
very
many
cool.
Jans do you know?
Well, I don't know. Every time I get
I'm kidding.
tired, I
I'm
meet a
kidding.
few Jans.
Oh my
Ah,
God.
So yeah, so we're gonna do a really cool
I
spoiler.
hope Janice
I'm
hit you
so
for that
excited.
one because I did not make the first dad joke of the night,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that is not on me.
I deserve it. I deserve it. Yeah. Not down here. I'm still
All right.
bruised from last week. So
Okay.
just before I show this spoiler video,
Yes.
a couple of really quick things I want to mention. One is I hope that you, the viewers at home, are going to enjoy it because I'm not exaggerating. I spent 7 hours of hard labor editing this video, putting it together. It's
Mhm.
our longest spoiler video that I think we've done. It clocks in at over 3.5 minutes long. So
Mhm.
there's some really cool stuff you're going to see. Uh, but we wanted this one in particular to really look great because it's important to us that we make some really fun original content that you get to enjoy. So I hope you're going to love it, and I can't wait to see in the chat what people are going to say after they've seen this video because for me, I think this is the most excited I've been to spoil a video.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
you
too.
too,
I
right?
think I think this tops it right now, and that's
Yeah,
not an exaggeration. I know people always, oh, this is the best. This is the best. Sort of thing. I'm really excited about this. I think you are too. I think
yeah,
Janice is. I think this is our
yeah.
most exciting one yet. So I hope we didn't oversell it. Let's see if people feel the same way.
All right, we'll be back in about 3.5 minutes, and I'd love to see in the chat what you all think as you watch this spoiler video. So feel free to chime in as you see what's coming up very soon for Genesis Battle of Champions. And with that, here we go. There you are, folks. We are so excited to share this with you. We have
Oh
not
yeah.
one, not two, not three, not four, but five monocolored starter decks coming out. And in case you didn't read the fine print, they're going to be released simultaneously the same time as Invasion. Invasion, of
Yep.
course, has a brand new logo for it. Shout out to Mr. Jeff Pacito there beside me for redesigning the Invasion logo. I love the look of it. Also, shout out to Jeff for the great design on those deck boxes. I thought you really knocked it out of the park, Jeff, with how all five of them really look great. They pop. I love them. I can't wait to see all five monocolored decks on store shelves coming out either later this year or whatever the date is when Invasion releases. I'm so excited. It's going to be a great time. And I feel like these five starter decks are a product that Genesis really needed for as people come into a store and they get that first taste of it and they're like, wow, I really love it. But what's my first step? Now you're going to have it. And I'm so excited to share that with everybody today. And a big shout out to our entire design team because they worked really hard to make this happen in such a quick turnaround so that we could get these decks out when we need them, which is when our first set gets released.
We worked overtime, all of us, the entire team, to get
Yeah.
these things balanced as best we could, get in the right kind of reprints that people are going to want to see, get in the
Which will be spoiled next week. Some really
yes,
exciting reprints in the
yes,
set that are going to have the new
um,
templating, the new card backs.
yep,
Must see TV next week to find out what they are.
blending it with some of the new stuff coming from Invasion. So we have a great blend of things. The team really came together in a pinch to get it all done, and we're really excited about it. Uh, giddy isn't even the right word, like almost goosebumps sort of thing. I
Yeah.
guess it is goosebumps. Yeah, my hair's standing on end. It's just
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
exciting to see it come to fruition. All this hard work, and you're right, Jason. This is something that we needed out there because it's one thing to have just two, like a two-player starter kit or two decks you can play against each other, but these should be five very well balanced decks. And the beauty of them is one, each being monocolored, you can grab the deck that speaks to you most, whether it's the
Yes.
color, the look of the champion on it, or the information. We have a little blurb on the back that kind of gives you a little bit of what each affiliation is like. It
Hmm.
gives people that kind of a draw that they can personalize it in that respect. They can grab that deck, they can sit down at the table, they can start playing right away. It's wonderful. 55 cards. I don't know if we listed
Yeah.
said that anywhere. There's 55 cards in each of those boxes.
Yeah. A champion, a 50 card deck, and then either tokens or what else is needed to complete
Yep.
the gameplay experience for that particular deck.
No, Jan, the deck list will not be on the outside of the box. We wanted to leave it more only because for new players, it really doesn't matter what the names of the cards are. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything to them. We wanted to give them more the story of it so they could pick something based on their preference. I do believe we will have the deck list once we've spoiled everything. We will publish those though,
Yeah.
so
On the
that
website.
seasoned
Yeah.
players, yes, so seasoned players will know what they want to pick up because I'm sure even though it is a starter deck, there are some seasoned players that will either want to pick it up for those reprints or even pick up two so they can start teaching people in their friends and family group to play.
Yeah.
Because it will be a really great way, I think, for them to learn. We worked really hard on this, um, Jason and everyone, to get this off the ground and tested and ready to go. I think it'll be very good for people for as a learning tool going forward.
And having them released simultaneously with Invasion is going to be great for a couple of
Yeah.
reasons. One, when the new set comes out, it would have been too hard to have people just buying booster boxes and trying to figure out how to build their first deck. But with five different decks to choose from, ready to play, just pick one up off the store shelf and buy it, and that's all you need. I think it's a
Hmm.
great timing for it. Also, I do feel like you had just alluded to some of the experienced players who already have a little bit of everything are going to want to buy these decks anyway because we made sure to put a few what's the right word for it, like iconic reprints. Some of your
Yes.
favorite cards throughout Genesis are going to be reprinted with the beautiful new card backs and the new templating and the new formatting, and to see some of your favorite cards throughout Genesis's history reprinted in our new style that's going to be sticking around going forward. I think that's going to be a motivation for a lot of people to pick them up too. And quite frankly, I think they're going to be a great value. To answer Mr. Alex, 21 Alex, price for the decks, I don't, we haven't locked in exactly with the
Yeah.
distributor what the minimum advertised price is going to be yet, but I do think that they're going to be pretty comparable price wise to starter decks for Pokemon, or if you remember what Planeswalker decks were for Magic, those kind of price
Yeah.
points where it's affordable and you don't mind
Yeah.
putting out that X amount of dollars to pick up a starter deck and jump into it.
Yeah.
So we're
We're,
really really happy with this.
yeah, we're aiming to make it as we've said before, even with Invasion itself, we want to make it as um, user-friendly, as enterable as possible, both for the LGS and because of these starter decks for the end user, the consumer. We want them to get into it as quickly and easily and economically as possible. So we're waiting for final numbers so that we can then make it as close as we can to have them enjoying it right away. And we want people to be able to lay down. We want them to get rewarded for their hard-earned money they put into
Yeah.
it. So we're going to make sure that it's just at the right price point there for them. Jason's
And
really good at that sort of thing.
yeah, well, being a local game store owner myself, I have a pretty good behind the scenes knowledge of what every game gets priced at for us store owners. So, and we have said many times, I have personally made a point to say many times, we want Genesis Battle Champions to be an affordable game for people to be able to get everything they need to have fun. We're not looking to make people go broke playing this game. So we're going to try and be competitively priced on everything that we put out. And I think when you factor in the price and the extreme fun of the game, I really feel like Genesis is going to be one of the best values out there for you to choose to spend your gaming dollars on.
I think that's our goal between me, Jason, and Janice. We've all made that our goal is we want people to have fun playing. The three of us are, I hope I'm not putting words in your mouths, but we are gameplay first. We want people to enjoy themselves.
Mhm.
Jason at his store there has games you can come in and sit and play. You know, grab a coffee,
Yeah,
grab something from his store, some ice cream, sit down, play a couple free board games sort of thing. In my side work, I've always given my stuff away. I want people to enjoy gaming. So um, we're in the same vein with Genesis. We want people to enjoy the game, love the game, play the game. Um, all walks of life, all ages, all socioeconomic standards. We'd like them
yeah.
all to be able to enjoy.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that we don't price anybody out of the game. And I'm not going to name any names, but everybody out there knows that some games out there have gotten more. Well, I'm not going to name names, but everybody knows some games out there have gotten
Yep.
more and more expensive over the last few years to the point where sometimes it can feel pretty astronomical if you want to try and keep up with everything coming out. And for some
Yep.
people, it's just not even possible to keep up with all the products coming out. And we are never going to be focused on that. We are not trying to get rich and make people go bankrupt. We are trying to make a great game everybody can play and everybody can afford to be a part of. So I did want to mention too another cool thing that was in that video, just to say it in case some people didn't read it in the slides that were near the end, is if you happen to be in Canada and your local game store owner is going to the retail summit in Montreal, which is coming up in the middle of October, make sure to let them know. And if your local game store owner isn't going to that one in Montreal, you might want to talk them into it because we're going to be there and giving away 2 of those starter decks that you just saw ahead of time before release to every store owner that comes and demos Genesis at our booth during that event. So it's a chance for people to get their hands on a couple of those decks before release, bring them back to the local game stores so their local players can see them, touch them, play them, and enjoy them. And I think that's really great. We're trying really hard to make sure that everybody gets a chance to see this firsthand. And quite
Yep.
frankly, I really do believe any local game store owners who come to our booth and take 20 minutes to learn how to play, we're going to make a believer out of them because this game really is one of the most fun games on the market. And I can't wait to
Yeah.
meet all the local game store owners. In some cases, meet them again because Janice and I, as a game store owner pair, we've been going there for years and meeting new friends and whatnot. This time it'll be fun though, because Jeff, you're going to be with us and we're going to be on the
Yeah.
other side of the event as exhibitors,
Oh yeah.
not just retail customers. So it's going to
Yeah.
be a
It's going to
great
be fun to be
time,
on that side of the table.
and it'll be really special for those game store owners to be able to take a couple decks back early before release
Yep.
date and let their local players play with them. So definitely get the word out there, folks. If you're watching at home right now, tell your local game stores to make sure that they get signed up to go to the Retail Summit in Montreal, where they can get some product ahead of time and let you play with it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Do you know, Jason, we did also actually preview some reprint spoilers in that video you put up. Did you know that?
Reprint spoilers in that video. Well, I know Prokaryotic isn't a reprint, is it? That wasn't in the
No.
last set.
No.
Which one
Look at
was
the
the was
cover,
it?
the covers of the boxes. If you
Oh,
look
the
at the covers of the
champions. That's
boxes,
right. Yeah,
yes, that's
that's
right.
right. Some of the
Yep.
champions are reprints and some of them are new. That's true.
Yep. I don't
So
know if people caught on to that, that some of those champions are not coming in Invasion. Those have been
yeah,
there before. So that's kind of going to be exciting. You're going to get some original champions back in the new frames and new card backs
yeah,
and ready to battle. I think that's kind of exciting. Mr.
yeah,
Alex has to take off. Don't worry, you don't have to be here to win the draw. You commented plenty in the chat. You're one of the
yeah.
most talkative people, which we love. Because
One of the
me,
most
Jason, Janice,
engaged people. Jeff
yes,
meant to
we
say
we love.
engaged. Yes.
Oh, Oh, I don't take talkative as a negative. I'm sorry.
Well,
Is
of
that what
course you
people mean
wouldn't.
when they say I'm talkative? Uh-oh.
Of
I've been
course you
taking that as
wouldn't
a
take it that
positive
way,
all
Jeff.
along. Oh no. All my life I've taken that as a positive. That's a mistake on my part. Youch. But yeah, no, you don't have to be here for the draw. You've been the most engaged, one of the most engaged, and this is what
Yeah.
kind of we live for. We love this Monday live when we get this kind of engagement. So
Oh, I look forward to
you're
this all
entered in
week.
it.
I
Don't
love
worry.
communicating
Yep.
with the community. It's so
Yep.
much fun. And now that we're starting to give away prizes every week, it's cool. And I definitely think
Yep.
next week's gonna be exciting when we reveal some more of the iconic reprints that are going into
Oh, I
these
can't
starter
wait.
decks. I can't wait. People are gonna be real excited. Hey,
Yep.
Cardboard Flesh and Blood. Hope you're doing well tonight.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to the chat.
That's cool too then. I can let you know, Cardboard Flesh and Blood, we're doing a draw at the end of the chat. All you have to do is
What do you need
comment
to
and you
do? You've already done
comment.
it. You're in. Congratulations. If you win the prize tonight, you'll just have to email us after the live stream at the email address I'm going to pop up on the screen right now for you. Whoever wins tonight in the draw, email us at hello@edgeofexile.com with your name and your mailing address, and we're going to ship off a prize to you, which in this case for tonight, again, Jeff, is what?
Oh, it is a lovely pack of Welcome to Jalara.
Which is a set that's been out of print for a couple years, so not an easy set to
It
find.
has, yes. Yep. This is their third set, right? Because it was Alpha, Beta, then Welcome to Jalara,
And then
then
raise.
Rays,
Yeah.
then J2, then Origins. Yeah, so this is the third set,
Yeah.
which is like we had said earlier in the thing, this is their first set sort of thing. Alpha and Beta are still part of the testing phase, right? This is their first set that said, we're here, we're present, here's our product ready to go.
Yeah.
Cardboard Flesh and Blood actually, I think, might be local enough to Jackson Queen to come out on Saturday. If you missed that earlier in the stream, Cardboard Flesh and Blood, Jason's going to be at Jackson Queen in Elmvale doing a learn to play for an open house, I should say,
Yeah.
for Genesis Battle Champions.
Which
If you're
technically will
able to
be their
next
first
Saturday,
ever official event, which is really cool.
yes. So if you're able to on Saturday, head over there, please.
Yeah, and I can tell you a funny story, which I don't think I've said publicly because this has all just happened this past weekend. When I went this past week and I taught the staff and the owners of Jackson Queen how to play Genesis, they had such a great time that they were playing games of Genesis till 11 o'clock at night. And in Elmville, all the restaurants closed well before then. And then 11 o'clock at night, one of the owner's kids said, "Dad, it's 11 at night and we haven't had dinner yet." None of them had ate all evening, but they were having so much fun playing Genesis. They didn't stop till after 11 when one of the kids made them go. So it was a great time. We had lots of fun. And everybody that works there is really excited for the first Genesis event. I'm really excited to be there to teach the wonderful community players there. A lot of them I go way back with. That was my local game store for years until we finally opened up our own afterwards.
Mhm.
So I know a lot of the people that play there, and I can't wait to be there on Saturday and helping them all have a great time. It's going to be a blast. We're going to do the event from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, September 9th. And if you're anywhere in the area, even if you're like in Toronto, which is again only a little over an hour away, head on up. You're going to have a great time. You'll get to meet a really cool staff that work in a really cool game store that's also a music shop. Jeff, you really should think about coming up because you're a guitar player and you would love this store with all their Ibanez equipment. You'd love it. It's great.
I'll be honest with you. My eyes right now, when I'm kind of zoning out, I'm not zoning out. I'm trying to think of what I have to do Saturday to see if I can
Yeah,
come up
yeah.
Saturday. That's what I'm trying to figure out without grabbing my phone because I think that's a little inappropriate if I grab the phone live on stream. So I'll check that after. But Cardboard Flesh and Blood is asking if they're going to have product to sell.
They
I
actually
do believe
already
they have
have
some product,
products.
right? Yep.
They already have I don't
Yeah.
know if they're going to sell the playmats that they have there because they really wanted them for in-store play, but they already have booster boxes of Origins in stock. They already have the old two-player starter kits that came out in a few years ago. So they
Mhm.
have some stuff to get started with. If you want to go in there ahead of time, they'll gladly sell you a booster box or a starter kit if you want. And then I'll be bringing some extra playmats and stuff with me on Saturday, so if anybody wants to buy some product from Jackson Queen, then I'll have extra so that they don't sell out. And
Mhm.
yeah, they're all really excited. I'm really excited. And being someone who used to be a regular at their store for years, I know they have a wonderful community there, and it's going to be a real blast. So I can't wait to help them get going. In fact, they were already talking about other stores that they know that they want to recommend the game to. So that's how into it that the great folks at Jack's are. They're really excited to help grow the game. So
Now,
it's going to be a great time.
Jason, you mentioned the original starter decks. Some of the people here came in after you ran your video.
Oh
Um,
yeah, maybe, eh?
so
There might be a few late
yeah, so
arrivals.
I don't think Cardboard Flesh and Blood knows what we're talking about, or Jason Greenberg might not know. I believe they came in after. I think
Well,
Duelist saw the video. Should we run
w-
it again?
Oh,
or
I
not yet?
mean, we'll run it again before the end for sure. But
Okay, all right, okay.
it's like a 3.5 minute video, so we don't want to
Yeah,
run it
yeah,
again
which
right
is
away.
long in the internet world.
Yeah, but yeah, we just announced some really exciting new products that are going to be coming out uh time and date the same as when Invasion releases. There are going to be five starter decks available that hit
Yep.
the market at the same time, one for each of the five colors in Invasion. So there's going to be a Chaos one and Thymos and Bellum and Axon and Phage, and they're all monocolored decks. I don't know if we actually answered that. I think somebody asked in the chat, and I don't know if we
Yes, you
said it.
mentioned it in a comment, but yeah, it
Did I?
is. They
Yeah,
are monocolored.
they're all monocolored decks. So basically, you can pick the color you love and then try it out and have fun. Some exciting reprints that we haven't spoiled yet that'll be getting announced next week, and
Yep,
some really
yep,
great new cards. It's real. I'm so excited. I really do feel. Well, Jeff, you felt this way too. We all did. This was a
yep,
product that Genesis really needed to get to that next
yep,
level. Was we needed those
yep.
intro products for people who are brand new when they discover the game to have something easy that they could buy that's affordable and they could play and jump in and have a great time right away. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So
Or even the kind of thing you can buy for your friends, right? Like you see it in other
yeah,
card games when you want to get a friend into it, you have to buy them something that gets them off the ground started,
yeah,
to hit the ground running. And I think the decks are well balanced with each other, um, competitive enough to have some fun with. And because they're monocolored, all you need is, I don't know, a handful of packs of stuff to slot in there
yeah,
and expand on them. Actually, that'll be something fun to see too. Once we've spoiled the entire set lists in these starter decks, is to see what people come up with to expand and grow these decks to
yeah,
make them much more competitive with having probably 70-80% of what they need in these decks. What are they going
yeah.
to slot
I
out to
always
make
liked
them
those videos
competitive?
when Magic
Me
players
too.
and Magic content creators would do, where it's like, oh, if you're buying this event
Mhm.
level deck or whatever, here's what I would suggest you buy to put into it to upgrade it and make it competitive. I think there'd be some really fun videos to see where people want to take these starter decks and what they think is the best way to upgrade them and make them really competitive. It'll be fun to watch for sure.
And I forgot to mention, Jason, Cardboard Flesh and Blood works at another gaming store. And he's been trying to get, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth. He's been trying to get some Genesis traction there uh, just before everything happened with Haunted Castle Gaming. So that might be someone, if he can make it out on Saturday, that you can bend his ear a little bit and maybe get put in touch with their store owner there and see if you can get out there to do a an introduction to the team and then hopefully an open house there because I think
Yeah.
that's something that I know Cardboard Flesh and Blood has pushed hard for. He was really excited about it before talking to me probably six months ago, I think. 6 months, maybe a year ago, we touched base for the first time. You might know better than me because everything mushes together in the world of time for me. It's I don't know how long ago it was, but I think it was six to 8 months ago we first came in contact with each other, if I'm not mistaken.
Do we know what
Um,
town the store is that he's in?
Barry, I believe.
Oh
About
yeah.
6 months-ish.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
good. So he's
Cardboard
right in
Flesh
line.
and Bloods.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Plug the game store that you work at. It's cool.
Yeah. Tell us the game
Yeah.
story. Even if they don't carry
Yeah.
Genesis yet, get people out there having fun, and
Yeah.
someone's going to ask for Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah.
has dad brain, just like me. Perfect. That's what I was going to say it, but I've been trying to hold back on complaining that I'm old.
Oh,
I've been
Luke
told it's not a
Kingdom.
good thing.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I haven't been there
There you
myself
go.
because I'm here every day of the week, but I'm familiar with Luke Kingdom, so that's cool. Nice.
That same reason, if I'm not mistaken, before 6 months ago, I told him to send his store owner up there to see you, Jason, when you were just carrying Genesis at the time. And he said the
Oh,
problem is he's always working, the store owner. And
yeah.
I said, yeah, same thing with Jason. And now even you're saying you can't come down every day to teach them sort of thing. But maybe there'll be a combination time that it'll work out. You guys can have a discussion on that. On Mondays, getting people to play games. Oh, interesting.
Well,
So maybe that's something we can work out, Jason.
I actually had to get he's watching tonight, Imperial Pulls Brian to agree to help cover at my store
Mhm,
to free me up so
mhm,
I can go do the open house at Jack's on Queen. So I know full well what it's like when you're the guy who actually runs the store or owns the store. It's hard to get
mhm.
away because it's like it's a never-ending job. But luckily I've got good friends like Imperial Pulse I can depend on to help me out when I need a hand. So if Loot Kingdom needs me to travel down there sometime, I'll be happy to help. We could talk about that in the future, but if he can get out to the open house in Elmville, I'd love to meet him in person. That would be fun to chat up Cardboard Flesh and Blood. So
He said he's
I
there
know
on
you got
Mondays
me. I
usually
got you
running
too,
games. So
Imperial Pulls. You're awesome.
Cardboard Flesh and Blood said he's there on Mondays running games, so that might work out actually. You're gonna have to check your
Oh yeah.
schedule over the next few weeks and see if that works out.
Yeah,
Maybe there's something that can be
maybe I can get
arranged.
down on a Monday because Mondays is one
Yeah,
day that we're usually closed. So that
yep.
we could probably work something out for sure.
We'll
Because
make something
honestly,
happen.
and it's the truth is we're growing right now. We're doing really good. When I would say we, I mean this game is growing, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of
yeah.
excitement out right now. So I believe there's other stores that I've been talking to that are going to be coming on board really soon too. So I'm hoping to have more announcements. Who knows?
So
Maybe Loot
excited.
Kingdom will
I
wind up
can't
being
wait.
one of them. Oh, I know.
That'll be so
It's great. It
nice.
feels like a great time to be a fan of Genesis. It really does.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Well, especially with these starter sets coming out, like, oh my God, I'm just
Yeah.
it's the right way to get people involved in it. I actually can't wait to get a set myself to
Yeah.
like to get a pair myself to open up and play with a bunch of friends I've tried converting over the last what 4 years and getting them to try, but I didn't have there was no starter set I could get them into, and now I can actually sit down with them on a Friday night and say, okay, we're playing this game. Here's your deck. Here's mine. Let's play. And
Yeah.
then when they say they like it and they try and steal the deck from me, I'll say, no, 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 no. Go buy it from your LGS. I need these to train to teach the next person, sort of thing. So it's going to be fun and exciting. I can't wait for that.
So here's a little behind the scenes information that the viewers at home don't know yet, but it's really cool.
Mhm.
Is the sets, they're the starter decks, I should say, have already been submitted to the printer. They're like in the queue and getting manufactured. We've done everything, we've approved everything. It went gold, it's done, it's sent, at the printers, and that will actually be physically the first physical product that we here at Edge of Exile receive that has the new card backs and the new templating and everything. We're actually going to wind up getting these starter decks physically in our hands before we actually get booster boxes of Invasion. So I also am very excited and can't wait to crack open a couple of these decks because it's going to be the first time that we're going to physically have our new designed cards in our hand.
Yeah.
And as you know, Jeff, I love the card back artwork that we wound up with.
Yes.
I think we're
Yep.
really doing some novel things in the trading card game industry with more bright, vibrant colors and more appealing. And I just can't wait to see them in person and hold them
Oh,
and
I
shuffle
wish
them.
I could show them the booster boxes that we've been working on, Jason.
Oh
The
yeah,
layouts of those, the layouts of the packs. I'm just not next week because next week we've got spoiler stuff lined up
yeah,
already, but maybe the week after we can showcase some of that as we finalize it. I'm really excited to show those off too. I think it's one of those things that you'll see and you'll recognize and you'll be like, okay, that is something different on the store shelf.
yeah,
I think it'll really help draw attention at the retail level for stores.
yeah. I
Speaking on the
think
business side of things, it'll help them.
Yeah, I think if we can try to aim for 2 weeks from now, after we do the cool reveals of the reprints
Yeah.
next week, I think that would give us 3 weeks a row, 3 weeks in a row of really awesome spoilers to share. Because what Jeff just conveyed, and I totally agree with him, is when you see in possibly 2 weeks what our finished booster boxes on the shelf are going to look like, they're going to stand out. And I'm really proud of that and excited about that. We are not afraid to take a few chances to go the direction that we believe is the right direction. And you're going to see a big difference, I think, between our booster boxes and other companies. And I think it's
Hmm.
a step in the right direction for the industry. I think it's going to be really great. I think we're doing
Yep.
some awesome
I
stuff,
agree.
and I can't wait for the people at home to check it out. It's not a pun when I say this, but I really feel the future of Genesis is really bright. I think things are going in the right
I
way.
agree. It's not bad because you didn't say that we have to wear shades after, so it didn't go the full. Did I ever tell you when I applied for university, the one place I didn't get into, that was how I ended my application letter. Was my future with a degree from this university, my future will be so bright I'll need to wear shades. That's
Oh,
how I
you use
ended my
that pun. I
application
think
letter.
that's probably why you didn't get hired, to be honest. That's kind of a cheesy pun
I
for a
I would
professional.
no, not hired. This was my application to go to university there. I was willing to give them money every year for 4 years to get a
Oh,
degree, and that's
I
how I
thought that
ended
was
my
what was on
application.
your resume. Okay.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
So did you get in or
Too
no?
bad. I did not. I got on the waiting list there, so it's okay. It's better that I didn't because then I would have been a lousy film bum and accomplished nothing. Instead, I've got a
Well, you
writing
could have
degree,
been
so I can
Kevin
go that way.
Smith.
Could have been, but I'm not that funny. Not that funny. Not no matter how hard I try or clever. You guys all know that. You've been here week after week. You know I'm not that clever or funny.
Well, I'm really excited. We've got great
Yeah, yeah, me
engagement in the
too.
crowd tonight. We're going to be doing a giveaway of a prize tonight.
Yep.
My suggestion is maybe we
Mhm.
go ahead and watch that video one more time. Give people a
Sure.
chance who are maybe lurking in the chat to actually do a post right now, even to
Yes.
say hello or whatever, so that they get in the draw. And when
Yep.
the big reveal video gets done, we could do a name. You've got your wheel of names kind of on the
I've
go
got
right
the
now,
wheel
or no?
ready. I've added everyone to it. We're not missing anyone. So yeah, if you're in the chat there, so it shows us what is 11 watching actually live, which might not be accurate. It might be more than that because it doesn't always update that part.
Yeah,
Um, please just drop a hello during the video while it runs. I will add you to the list. When it's done, Jason, with your permission, I'm going to try and share that screen
yeah,
to
yeah,
take up
sure.
my video.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I'm terribly sorry, but I want people to be able to see it spinning around. I don't want them to, rather
Yeah.
than moving my camera around, I want to take that attempt. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Wheel
Yeah.
of morality. Turn, turn,
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, we're doing a spur of the
I'll
moment
do it
tonight.
sometime.
Next week you'll be ready to like share your screen however you want and whatnot.
Yeah,
But we wanted to give
yeah.
away a prize
We'll see.
starting tonight when we were talking about it. So,
Yeah, for
uh,
sure. For sure.
all
Well,
right.
I say we run the video, Jason, without further
Yeah.
ado. Let's let people enjoy it.
So for any of you who missed it the first time, this is to give you your first chance to see the cool new starter decks that are coming out simultaneously when Invasion releases. So here we go.
Wait with what? Down to earth. Play with fire. Up in the air. Shock the system.
Well, what do you think, Jeff?
I'm just as excited as I was the first time I saw it. Like
Yeah.
it hasn't changed. I'm
Me
really, really
too. Me
ecstatic
too.
about it.
Feels
Yeah,
great to talk
I
about
think
it
it's gonna be
publicly.
cool.
We've been working on these for so long.
Oh my God, it's been so hard to keep it quiet and hush hush and
Yeah.
under the radar, as it were.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let me see. We've got all the people's names in that I think are willing to get their names in.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share my screen here properly.
Sounds good.
I think this will share the wheel screen. Let's hope. Go live. Let me see if that does it.
Oh,
You
there
see a
you
spinny
go.
wheel thing.
Yeah. Yeah, good
It
job.
works.
Yep.
All right, and it's decent. It's people can see names on there and all that. Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
I
We
can
see
read it.
just enough of it. Great. And the name will come up in the middle after. So
Which
I
side is the
have,
winning name on? On the left or the right? Where's
it'll
the
be right
arrow?
down the middle. It'll pop up in the middle. The name is on the
Oh, will it?
right, and the name will
Okay.
pop up in the middle with a little fanfare. Might play a little
Gotcha.
music too.
All right, cool.
Um, okay, so I've got Mr. Alex 21, Damien, Jan, Imperial Pulse, John Rayner, Timmy T, Duelist Sync JD, Jason Greenberg, and Cardboard Fab. So we've got, what is that, 9? I couldn't do the math there for a second. We've got 9 people ready to go. I'm going to shuffle this up. So when I hit the shuffle button, you're going to see names jump around a lot because it moves around on screen so that
And you
it's
said
totally randomized.
Yeah, okay. Jason Greenberg's in there. I was just checking.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
And oh,
Perfect.
actually, we should mention too to the people that came in late. Um, there are 2 people on this list that we feel bad if they win only, so we will give away more to make sure that that more people get it. I'm sorry, are we missing someone? I thought I heard someone
No,
just say
Timmy T's on the wheel. Janice was
Timmy
just
T's in
checking to
there.
make sure that we had him. We don't want to miss
Okay.
anybody. So
All right. Are you ready? I'm going to hit the spin now.
yeah, spin
And
to win,
let's
baby. Spin to
spin
win.
around.
Who's it gonna
I
be?
don't know if you guys will sound. Let's
Are
hear.
we gonna
Let's
hit
see.
double
Where's it
jeopardy and have
going?
to
It's
pay
it.
out double? Let's see what happens here.
Oh my gosh. Last one in, first one out. Cardboard, flesh and blood.
Hey, there you go. Congratulations.
That's awesome, man. You know what now? You have to show up Saturday and Jason can give you a prize in person.
There you go. You show up at Jackson Queen and Elmville on Saturday and I'll give it to you in
Yep.
person. Otherwise, we'll just mail it to you later on.
Yeah, if not, we'll mail it to you. Feel free to contact us. I think you have us on social medias, or you can email us. Actually, sorry, ideally, email us at hello@edgeofexile.com. Email us
Yeah.
there, your name, address. We'll get it mailed out to you if we don't see you on Saturday. If you want it right away, we'll try and mail it to you right away. But if you don't mind waiting till Saturday, if things work out, we can wait till Saturday to give it to you in person.
Yeah. You'll get it either way. Don't worry. But
Either way,
if you can
either
get there
way.
on Saturday, then I'll give it to you in person.
I'm going to switch back to my lovely face now because I'm sure people are tired of staring at the screen that they lost on.
Well,
Other
they got
than
one
other
person
than
who's happy
Cardboard
about it.
Fab.
All right. Well, that was a
Yeah.
pretty good stream, I'd say. We've started giving
Yeah.
away prizes every Monday night. We announced some exciting new product that nobody knew was coming. So
Yep.
I feel really good. We got a
Me
lot
too.
of chat going on tonight. A lot of people were engaged. Feels really good.
Yep. Well,
I'm
and make
happy.
sure to tell anyone who's in the chat here, make sure to tell people that we are starting to do this giveaway now.
Yeah,
That
please
way
help us spread the
they
word.
will
That'd be
join up,
great.
because we've got some interesting stuff to give away, I think is the best way to put it, right, Jason? We've got some
Yeah.
interesting stuff that'll probably
You
be
know
coming
who's the
down the
one
line
person we didn't see tonight?
before invasion. Sorry, go ahead.
You know who's the one person I'm surprised we didn't see
Hmm,
tonight in the chat? Cardboard
Who's that?
Cohorts. We never saw him tonight, did we?
You know
Did
what?
he chat?
You're right. No, he
No,
wasn't
he
in
didn't.
here.
He wasn't here tonight.
No. I guarantee you
He's
I'm
here
gonna get a
every single
message.
week, and the first time I don't see him is the night we start giving away stuff. Hopefully next week we'll see him again.
We are going to get a message or an email or something later on is going to come through to one of us and he'll say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I missed it when you guys finally gave stuff away and did such a big announcement." He's always here. And timing wise, I think this is around his dinner time too, which makes it awkward
Yeah,
because he's got a family and stuff like that too.
yeah, yeah.
And for some people, I don't know how old his family is, but tomorrow is back to school for some people in certain areas. Some have gone back
Yeah,
already, some are going back
around
now.
here for
So
sure. Yeah.
yeah, thank you people who did join in tonight, and hopefully it's a great start to the school year for some of you, whether you're a parent, student, or teacher or faculty or anything like that, or support staff.
For Cardboard Flesh and Blood, who asked a question in the chat, he was asking, when is
Hmm.
Invasion coming? Roughly. Oh, Janice just beat me to it. We're hoping to have a firm release for Invasions in the next few weeks. We've been telling people we're trying, we're aiming, we're working to try and reach
Oh,
a November
gotcha.
release, but it also depends a lot on shipping companies. It depends on the printing companies and their workload. To be honest with you, it's a little bit out of our hands when the earliest possible release date is. We're hoping to find out those final details in the next few weeks, like Janice says. It might
Mhm.
be November, it might be December if that's as fast as they can do it. It might even be January. Like anything's possible, but we hope to be
Yeah,
able to give you a firm answer in just a couple weeks.
our goal is to beat that holiday rush when shipping gets really really insane.
Yeah,
Um, and like Jason said, though, we are at the mercy of certain things like that. Even with the printing, right? Once we're done our printing, shipping companies are a completely different animal. They have nothing to do
yeah,
with us or the printer or anything.
yeah,
We're talking, giant freighters that don't care what you've got going where when. They're taking
yeah.
care of it when they deem it's ready for them to be taken care of. So
Yep.
that's really outside of our control. Yeah. but we're going to do our best because have been setting that target, and everything we've done up to this point is to hit these targets we want with the starter sets, with the invasion release, and I think all goes well, we're going to be on these targets. So
Yeah,
that is our
yeah, we're
goal, and that
definitely
is our
hoping to. We really want to
yeah,
be able to get into people's hands in time for the holiday season. That's the
yes,
goal,
for sure.
and we're
Yep,
hoping that we'll be able to achieve that. So, but we'll be
yep,
able to give you a more concrete answer pretty soon.
yes, for sure. That was awesome, Jason. Do you have anything else? I don't see any other questions in the chat right now, and we'll give it a minute to see if any pop up. Do you have any new and exciting news or anything else we should go over?
I think we did a good job covering most everything tonight. I'm
Okay.
excited for the open house at Elmville. I'm excited for the fact that it is as Edge of Exile, our first official news store that we brought
Hmm.
into the Genesis community. We have a
Yep,
couple leads for some other ones, including one we were just talking about tonight. Might turn into something later. It's exciting.
yep,
The word is definitely getting out about how fun Genesis is. I hope that a lot of people who watch tonight's live stream won't mind maybe sharing some posts about that in the future. I plan on taking just the spoiler video that we watched tonight, that 3 minute 45-second video. I'm going to upload it separately onto YouTube sometime tomorrow so people can watch that. And maybe if you love the game, you could just share that link so people could see the new product spoiler announcement. Because I think that's going to do a lot of good in getting more people amped up and excited for the new release. So please help us get the word out for that. And we're going to just try and keep building the anticipation up.
Cardboard Fab had a good question about what made us decide to do single starter decks and not two player. And well, Janice just jumped in with more is better. The idea was for the individuality of it. We thought
Yeah.
it worked best if each person could pick their own. We wanted to get all 5 affiliations out there. Our goal is, I should say, going forward, to um, streamline the affiliations, make them what
Hmm.
they should be and how they should be. And the best way to get started with that is pick the affiliation you like, much like you would in other games that have a color pie designation. We want to do the same thing, give you the opportunity to grab what you want, and how you want it, and compete against your buddy who probably maybe wants something different. We thought it was a great way to give people choice as opposed to saying, here's what you do, here's two, you're stuck with them, sort of thing. We wanted you to have the opportunity to make the decision.
Yeah, to be honest, one of the options we considered right away was, well, we went through a couple ideas, didn't we, Jeff? First
Yes,
idea
we did.
was we
About
thought about
three.
just, yeah, one of the first ideas we had was just taking the easy way out and doing a couple 40 card decks similar to what's existed in the past for like free giveaways. But
Yep,
there's pros and cons to that. But one of the biggest ones I didn't like was I was like, I really want something that can be on a shelf that people like,
yep,
because again, we're really focused in supporting the local game stores. We want a product that the local game stores could sell off their shelves. The second thing was then we were thinking about maybe redoing the two-player starter set, similar to the one that was done a few years ago. But like Jeff was saying, we really want to give all 5 affiliations their own unique identity now and make them feel like they're individual and not just the same thing with a different color splashed on top of it. And
yep,
the big thing that myself as a player, my player voice spoke to me was, well, what if somebody really loves green or somebody like Phage or Chaos or whatever? If we picked a two-player starter set and we featured 2 of the 5 affiliations and neither one is one you really love, that's a really feel bad for a lot of people out there. So by putting the extra steps in to make 5 decks, we knew that every Genesis player out there was going to get represented and have the choice to play whatever color they really want. And it's been a theme we've talked about a lot, especially in our very first few episodes of this live stream, was representation matters to us a lot. We don't want to leave anybody out. So even on this, it was a conscious decision. We're going to do all 5. We're going to do them right. They're going to be fully playable right out of the box. You could buy one, spur the moment because Genesis is starting in 5 minutes and you just walked in the store and you want to join in. Great. Pick any one of the 5, whatever one feels lucky to you, and jump into the game. So like it was a lot of extra work, but we really thought it was the right way to go. And I think that that's something as a company we're always going to want to do
mhm,
is we're not afraid to put the extra work in and do the grind to make sure that whatever we do it makes everybody feel included. And if there's a right way and a wrong way, we want to do things the right way. Is that about right, Jeff?
and yeah, well, you beat me to it. I was going to say the beauty of it is, as people who've played Genesis at LGSs know, when you're playing it, people come in and always kind of look, what are they doing over there, right?
Yeah.
Other card games are what they are, but because you're moving stuff around on a board, you've got cards in your hand. It's not quite miniatures. It's not quite a card game. It's not chess. It's not checkers. It's what is it exactly? It's beautiful to say, oh, these people are getting ready to play this game. It starts in 5 minutes. Literally, what you said, Jason, I was about to. It
Yeah.
starts in 5 minutes, and they go, I'd love to be able to play that. Well, there's a starter set on the shelf. Grab it. There's a level of chance in drawing cards. You could maybe take down a
Yeah.
tournament with it. You don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're designed to work with each other. See how they work with the broader one. At least you can have the fun of playing. And I think that's a beautiful thing. It really gives you the chance to get into it right on the ground floor. It's a full playable deck. There's nothing in it that's not legal to play in the game as it sits right now,
Yeah.
which is beautiful.
Yeah, this is the kind of bar that we want to set as a company moving forward. We don't ever want to we don't want to be a game company that does the bare minimum. We want to do
Yeah,
things the right way. So when we have something to reveal, you're gonna be really excited about it and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I get it. This is why they did that because let's be honest, it's pretty cool." So like that's
yeah,
what we're gonna be doing moving forward is we're always gonna try and do right by the players, right by the community, and I can't wait for like in the future, like we have other things in the pipeline that we're working on right now, and we'll have other
mhm,
videos like this in a few months or 6 months or whatever, where you're going to get surprised by something cool that you didn't even know was coming. And I can't wait for it. We're going to keep working really hard to be the best independent game company that we can.
for sure, for sure. And we want to take you guys all along with the ride for us. So please keep coming by on Mondays and hit us up on socials and send us your questions on hello at Edge of Exile or comments or I don't know, shower praise on us if you really want to. We don't need it, but if you want to, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like. We love the interaction with the community, so please
And
keep that up.
suggestions for sure. Uh,
Oh,
we
definitely,
love
definitely.
feedback from the community. We love it because we're here for
Yes.
you. We're here for you, the gamers,
Mhm.
to make this game that we already think is one of the best games out there even better for you. So if you have feedback or suggestions, we want to hear them. We, as we've said before many times, we can't necessarily act on everything, but we will
Mhm.
consider all the feedback that's given to us, and then we will follow what we believe is the right path. So, thanks to everybody for who joined us tonight and who chatted with us. Now you actually get an incentive to chat with us, not just because you get to hear our voices, but you could possibly get a reward or a prize for being a part of the community and chatting. So that's really cool. I know we're all excited to be back here next week to show you some really cool reveals of what's going to be inside the box. When next week's, here's a little spoiler, next week's episode, what is it, 13 now? 13. Episode
13.
13 is
Lucky
going to
13.
be the title for next week's episode is going to be episode 13, What's in the Box Part 2. So this is a two-parter with a, I almost put to be
Oh yeah.
continued at the end of the credits because that would have been a cheesy joke, so I didn't do it. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So we've got lots of cool stuff going on that we're gonna be sharing with you, and we love to engage with you, the community. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for being a part of our community. Thanks for putting up with our quirky jokes, and we'll see you soon, right here in the arena.
Get in. Bye.